Hello PHP class of RVC. My name is Jenner Hecox and this is my website. I decided to do a Scooby-Doo fan page website because I'm a fan of Scooby-Doo, so I thought it would be the easiest thing to do. So here's my home page. On the home page I have a picture of the gang, Scooby-Doo gang. I have a sign up option here, and I also have this JavaScript trivia generator that I made. So every time you hit the button, it automatically generates a trivia of Scooby-Doo. So right here, that's in my scripts file. I have a array that holds 10 quotes, and then this random trivia function I made randomly selects 0 out of 10 and outputs the quote. As you can see right here, one moment, log out. As you can see, I cannot access any part of the website unless you're signed in. So sign in to gain full access. So right there, to do that, if you go to a page, like a tables page, I said if you are not logged in, redirect you back to the index page using PHP. So you can't go anywhere unless you're logged in. You go to the index page and do the trivia generator, but you cannot go anywhere else. So in order to sign in, in order to go to the other pages, you have to sign in. So let's create one right here. So let's do RVC password admin, submit. And here we have it. Password must be at least 6 characters. So here's some validation in my code where it won't let me use any passwords that's less than 6 characters. So I'll just say RVC admin, and submit. Here we go. Now it brings you to the login page. But if we go, so the code there, what I just did, it creates new users. So as you can see, I have a Jenner user and a password that's encrypted, and a Cadence, my little brother, and a user for him. If I reload this page, it should have a new user called RVC. Log in. Here it is, RVC, with the password. So now I can log in. So RVC. And here we go. Welcome user. Now I can go to all the tabs. So the first tab is characters tab, and here I have the 5 main characters: Scooby-Doo, Daphne, Shaggy, Velma, Fred, and a villain, Mr. Hyde. So I use CSS over hover for these to make them move, and if you click on one, and so for that I did scripts folder again. I have a bunch of audio files and a function, say my audio function, and the parameter is name. So if the name of the parameter is like idea, then it runs the idea MP3. So that's how that's done. But here's me using PHP. So as you can see, there's Scooby-Doo, and then there's a character bio. So if you go to let's go to the code. That's the characters. Okay, so for the first one, Scooby-Doo, I have PHP right here, and I have a query saying select all from the BIOS table where ID equals 1. So if you go to the BIOS table, I have ID bio, description, and name. So I'm going to select everything, the whole entire row where ID bio equals 1. So it's the ID, the description, and the name. So back here, I'm only going to echo the description. So since that's Scooby-Doo, it's going to have his whole description right there. I did that for everyone. So for Daphne, in the record row, she's number 2. So where number 2, description, so on and so forth. So now let's go to the quotes table. So here is some quotes, and it's kind of like a guessing game, where you see a quote, you say, "I'm so scared, I wish I had a ham sandwich." So you try to see who said that in the gang. So let's say it's Scooby, nope. Daphne, nope. Fred, I think Shaggy said that. So you say Shaggy, and that says you are correct. Shaggy did say that. So come on, let's get out of here while we still can. I think Fred said that. And I wonder how I got out of this creepy inner sanctum. Well, my intuition tells me that way. I know Scooby didn't say that. Daphne? Yep, you're correct. So to do that, I also pulled in these from a table. That's the quotes table. So yeah, ID quote, just the same way as the bios, the quote and the character name. That's the tables. And then, so that's the same way, quote, where ID quote equals 1, echo quote. And then on the buttons underneath, I have since I know who said it, I can have all the buttons being red when you press them, but the button that you press that is correct, that's quote math function I wrote with parameter 1. The next person, parameter 2, and so on. And then you look at the scripts file for the quote math. If it's 2, then I know that's going to be Shaggy said that. And if it's the parameters 3, I know it's going to be Scooby. So that's how I get the correct alert saying Scooby did say that. And up here, Shaggy did say that. But these are just pulling information from a table, but I also have this input box right here where you can insert data into a table. So if you go back to our database, this is suggestions. So if somebody wants to suggest a quote, they can right here. Please provide quote suggestions. So right now I just have one record, test quote, ID suggest. This is an auto incrementing field, and this is just a varchar. So if somebody wants to say test quote RVC, and they want to submit that, it redirects you back to the page. And if you go here and reload this, ID suggest for test quote RVC example. So after a couple weeks, I can come back here and see if anybody's made suggestions. If they have, I can redo this any way I want with people's suggestions. So that's one feature. And lastly, we have a contact page if they have anybody wants to contact me for any reason. So you can do your first name, last name, email address, comments, test, and submit. And that's pretty much it. And then if you log out, then it takes you back to the index page, and you can't go anywhere else. So yeah, to reiterate, this is a Scooby-Doo fan page. The target audience is people who are Scooby-Doo fans. Some challenges I had. The bootstrap, some of the bootstrap things are taking me a while to figure out, like the spacing here. But I think I did pretty well. But it just took me some time. I was having some challenges with that. And I think some of the successes I've had were with the PHP queries. I seem to figure those out pretty well, and I had a pretty good understanding of that. But that's pretty much it. Thank you.